The following program is brought to you in part by Time Warner Cable and the Madison County School System. This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond, Luxury Pet Service in Richmond, Jack Burford Chevrolet, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, ScenicCabin.com, Linville Insurance, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, Richmond Tourism, ProSigns, CSEP, First Gear, and Rosenbaum Communications.
Hello everyone, I'm Madison County School Superintendent Elmer Thomas, and I want to thank you for watching Madison County School Sports Television.
Follow Madison County School Sports Television on Twitter, or like us on Facebook, MCS TV, and of course, watch all of our videos on YouTube. Hey everybody, be a friend of Madison County School Sports Television on Facebook, MCS TV, on Facebook. Log on and like us now. Remember, you can always find out what's going on in Madison County School Sports at MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. Visit our website, MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Returning to Richmond after the game to see all the people waiting on the team. Ross plans to attend the University of Kentucky and major in equine business. Ladies and gentlemen, Ross. Once more, ladies and gentlemen, a big hand for our graduating seniors.
welcome to Madison County High School Sports Television in the Madison Central High School Gymnasium. I'm joined tonight by Chris Caldwell again. Chris, glad to have you with me tonight.
Jerry, it's good to be here. It's senior night, and the seniors have got to be excited, so do the fans, so looking for a good game.
Absolutely. We've got a Madison Central team that has had a tough stretch of schedule, and they've done real well with it. But talk to me a little bit about that. The last couple games, what you've seen with Madison Central.
Well, you know, interesting. They've had an up-and-down season to some degree, but they've also probably played one of the toughest schedules in the state, and including the last 3 games. Now, they lost one to Henry Clay, I think it is, by 1, but they also beat Holmes on the other side. I think they're ranked 13th in the state, and they also beat Lexington Catholic, who's ranked ahead of Madison Central. So if that's any indication of where they're ready and how prepared they are, that's good news for Central fans going into the district tournament.
Yeah, very true. They lost to Trinity, #1 state. I think missing a player that night, but they played them close and lost that game. They turned around and beat Russell County. They beat Holmes on a last-second shot. They lose to Perry County Central, which has 2 Division I signees. Then they beat, like you said, they beat Holmes. Then they beat Lexington Catholic. Then an overtime loss to Henry Clay, which we know has got some good players. Lost some guys from last year, but got Jordan Green and some good talent on that team. So definitely a contender for the region. Madison Central comes in tonight 18-9. You're right, up and down, but they've proven they can play with anybody.
Yeah, they can play with anybody. Now, one of the things that we talked about just a few games back is that sometimes Central has a tendency to play to the level of their competition, whether that's up or down. So, you know, I know tonight with South Laurel, you know, a team that is should be below Madison Central. So we'll find out if Central plays down to that level or they play up to the level that they've been playing at with some of these other high-caliber teams that they've been playing.
Well, you have to, you know, the only thing sometimes you can do to compare teams is to compare games against like opponents or common opponents, and they really only have a couple. I did notice they played Clark County, and it appeared in that game that they beat Clark County both times. So did Central beat Clark County, so not a lot you can tell necessarily there. I think West Jessamine beat South Laurel, Central beat West Jessamine, so hard to say. It's a team that's 13-13 from the 13th region. You know, they look to be average to me, but we'll see what happens tonight. Starting lineup for the Cardinals from South Laurel. #1, Trevor Grubb. Number 15, Brennan Miller. Number 23, Zach Baxter. Number 25, Jared Grubb. And number 44, John Helton. And for Madison Central, it's a familiar starting lineup. We've got Kirkland Humphrey at guard. We have Cameron Thomas at guard. Isaiah Johnson forward. DeMarcus George at forward, and Big Sam Jones in the middle. What do you look for tonight?
Well, I'll look for tonight. I think the one thing that Central has to do, and I think this is with any game, they've got to control the offensive rebounds and the rebounding. They've got to win that particular category. I think if they win that, they win the game. Those second chance shots have always paid out for Central this year. They seem to capitalize on that, but that really brings us where the intensity comes in. And I think more importantly is to make sure they can get the ball into the post to Sam Jones to start the game off, not something that happens in the second half. And that tends to open up the lane for Cameron Thomas to penetrate, you know, kick it out, and to be patient in the half-court offensive set.
Sam Jones, I feel like, has to have a complex sometimes. He has to go get all his own shots instead of them getting him the basketball. And when they get him the ball, they seem to play with more continuity. So,
yeah, exactly. Many times Sam Jones makes his own offense through rebounding.
Absolutely right. Well, we're getting ready to tip it off. Bo Queen, veteran official, throws it up. Tip is controlled by South Laurel. That's Miller. He throws to Grubb. Grubb left side to another Grubb, sorry. Back to Miller. And a man-to-man defense.
Yeah, Central not giving them a lot of options at this point.
Left side Miller, down low. That went to Helton. He got it back out to Grubb. He dribbles, nothing there. Back door, Miller takes it in, draws the foul. Went back door, got his man out of position.
Yeah, he did. He got it out of position. You know, it's an unfortunate foul that came in. I thought Central did really well on the defensive set other than that back door that just occurred. I mean, they really appeared to have South Laurel a bit confused as to trying to get, any inside presence at all.
First shot missed by Miller. So the score still 0-0. Second shot also rims out. George with the rebound. He gets out to Thomas, loses it. Picked up, taken all the way to the basket, missed. Rebound by Baxter, he lays it in. Shot was missed by Grubb, but just an unforced turnover by Madison Central. Central has the ball underneath. They nearly throw it away again. Humphrey throws it off of a South Laurel player out of bounds. It'll stay Madison Central ball under their own basket. Lob in the lane.
Great play by Central at that point. Way to look for Jones.
Good pass to Jones. Nice put up by Jones. Baxter three on the way. Got it. Rimmed around and went in. Coach Feldhouse not happy. He'll take a 30-second timeout. We'll stay with him. He's mad because he knows what they do right there, and he asked his team, why didn't we look for that?
Yeah, absolutely. Just didn't get back. Left him a wide open shot. Had a great play on the inbounds play by Sam Jones, what you want to have, and then you just let your guard down and let the other team come down and make a three.
You know, if there's one thing about Central early in the game we've seen this year, they have a tendency to do that. They score, and then the other team will beat them back. Now, throughout the game, they seem to overcome that and get more focused.
Yeah, if I had any criticism, is that the intensity level that Central plays with sometimes wavers at different parts of the game. Typically in the beginning I have seen that they tend to be a little flatter. Second half, it's almost like when their back's against the wall, then they crank it up.
Yeah.
But
2-2-1 press. Oh, nearly thrown away. Doesn't really cause them a lot of problems, but they struggling now, just bad decisions. There goes Humphrey with a three on the way, no good. Foul, it looks like, on George.
The foul is on number 23, Baxter, his first, team first.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's on. That was on Baxter from South Laurel. So.
Well, I think Central thought it was on them as well.
Thomas looks for the pass. Nearly too much congestion. Gets it deflected off to Humphrey. Humphrey shoots it, misses it, but great rebound by Sam Jones.
By Sam Jones. And just a moment ago, one of the things that we talked about is that they, push the ball inside to Sam Jones. He kicks it outside to Humphrey for an open shot. I mean, that's one that they want to make, but that's exactly what I think they have to do, have the defense collapse on the inside. If they want to stay out on the outside, then let Jones take over on the inside.
First shot by Jones, no good. In the game against Holmes, Madison Central was 24 out of 26 from the free throw line. You win games by shooting that way.
Absolutely.
Misses two here. Rebound by Humphrey.
We can make 24 in a row. We'll catch up to that same statistic now.
Missed shot by Thomas. George with the rebound, knocked out of bounds off of South Laurel to stay with Madison Central. 5-2, Madison Central down with 6:08 first quarter. They inbound into their own basket. They throw it underneath to George. George with the half hook, no good. Rebound himself. He gets it back up, gets the foul.
Yeah, I really like what Central's doing. I mean, they are very intentional on getting the ball inside. I think it's been every possession. I think we've gone inside 4 times already this game, and sometimes they tend to play around out on the perimeter and take a bad shot, but tonight they're pushing it on the inside.
And they're 0 for 3 now. They got to go about 30 in a row.
Make 25 in a row and cancel one out. So
Baxter with the quick second foul. They leave him in. One of the things South Laurel's doing is playing a zone defense, and you can't do that against Madison Central and not expect to lose the rebounding battle.
Right. Right. The one thing about the zone is that you pack it in, you tend to not know where your man is, and you do have a difficult time on the rebounding side of the ball.
And Baxter throws it straight to his coach, which he caught it.
Well, he may have called for it.
Yeah.
So
he said he was open.
To slow down, exactly. He's a good shooter.
Jones, nice delivery from Humphrey, laid it in. And we have a tie score, 5-5 with 5:49 to go. Baxter takes it all the way, no good, gets it blocked. Thomas loses it. Now he picked it up by Johnson. He brings it down in the lane. No call. looked like a charge or a block or something. Picked off. This time picked off by George. Misses it, gets his own rebound. Bucket and one.
George is off to a good start in this game. I know he made that shot. It's going to be an and one opportunity, but before that, I mean, he's had, rebounded 2 of his missed shots on the offensive end, so he's staying with it.
He stayed right with him. And coach is asking him about that block charge call, or no call, I should say. George with the free throw. He needs 3-point play. Madison Central now up 8-5. They inbound it. Got it to Grubb, to Baxter. He holds the ball, top of the key. Right side to Grubb. Bucket's good. Net, he swished it up, hung the net up. That's a little Steve Alford move.
Got a little string music going on, Jerry.
In Richmond,
Kentucky.
Holcomb in the game for Baxter. Johnson drives right side, throws it cross court to Thomas. He drives it in the lane, and then they call a charge. Guy's not, just a little out of control.
A little out of control, has the tendency to do that. I've been a little critical of that this year, but at the same time, he is, being a sophomore, he's going to make some of those mistakes. But I'll tell you, I think he's gotten better as the season's gone on, in my opinion. But I think in the point guard spot, you got to look to distribute first and not try to make the spectacular play all the time.
Yeah, I agree with you. This South Laurel team's got a lot of Millers and a lot of Grubbs on it, and it's making it difficult. And Miller back in. There's a Miller in number 13. That's Braden Miller.
We may need to go with one name and just go with that.
Just
Basket
Cardinals.
By. That's right.
Right side to Thomas. He throws it in the corner to Johnson. Takes it down the lane, down the baseline. Missed it. Rebound by Holcomb.
I think George got held there. It should have been a foul.
Miller looks for the long three. Doesn't take it. Grubb. It's over to Brennan Miller. 3 on the way, no good. Holcomb gets it blocked. Rebounds itself. Throws it in the lane. Gets it blocked. Grubb with it, and he gets a jump ball.
Yeah, I almost thought the DJ was getting ready to start up down there, Jerry, because there was a block party going on. I wanted to join in.
That's a time for a ball inflation check right now. 2-2-1 press by South Laurel doesn't really cause any problem. Central breaks it. Humphrey takes it in the lane. Right side of Johnson, drives baseline, takes the tough shot, makes it.
Love that. I think Central's doing in their half-court set, man. To me, I think Coach Feldhouse has got to be happy. They seem to be running through their set properly tonight.
Nice take. Charge. And so South Laurel has to go deeper into that bench. They come in with Vandeventer. That's easy.
Something like that.
And
I think he played in the British Open once.
Anders. Yeah, I think he maybe took a 6 or something on the last hole.
Took too many.
Yeah.
Didn't have to.
Nice
Chose
shot
to.
Yeah. Needed a 6. Took a 7 maybe. Oh, nearly stolen by George. George with the easy bucket. 3:24 to go, first quarter. Madison Central on top now, 12-8. And Cody Alexander.
Say, if I'm Coach Feldhouse right now, I'm happy with the performance of my team. I mean, they're working their offensive set well. Defensively, they're strong. They've had 3 blocks already, controlling the offensive boards.
And they're causing turnovers on that press. Ross Ramsey in the game as well as Cody Alexander.
Who?
Ross Ramsey.
Oh, no. I'm joking. Cody Alexander. Yeah.
Yeah, that's your guy.
Senior night. You know it's got to be big tonight. That's right. And they don't need the spark plug right now.
Ball right side to Thomas, to Alexander. Floater, no good. Picked
Offensive
up on rebound by Jones, and he gets fouled.
South Laurel's going to be in real trouble if they can't get on the boards. not only will they going to lose the rebounding battle, they're going to lose the some players to fouls, I think. I mean, they've got 6 fouls already. We've got 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, they drop way off when they come in with their second and third and fourth guys off the bench. And first shot by Jones, no good. That's 0 for 3 for Jones. And 0 for 4. And Grubb with the rebound. He throws it to Anders. Anders to Holcomb, back to Anders, and Grubb sets it up. He drives out to Anders, 3 on the way, got it. How do you just not guard that?
You know, I'm starting to think, I mean, maybe this is South Laurel's game. They pushing out and hit a lot of threes. I noticed earlier in the year, I think they only lost by 1 or 2 points, maybe to Wayne County, who's only lost 1 game all year, so they have played some teams tough.
Yeah, absolutely. Jones with the missed shot. South Laurel with the rebound. Nobody on the boards for Madison Central there.
They've hit 3 threes so far. You've got to think that's probably where they're staying in some of the games at some point.
Absolutely right. Anders to Grubb. Grubb guarded by Thomas. To Miller, to Vendeventer, to Grubb, to Miller, takes it to the basket. Nice shot, high arching over the blocking arm of Isaiah Johnson. And they reclaim the lead. Right side, Johnson, corner to Ramsey. Takes the 3, Johnson from the wing, got it. 15-13 Madison Central. Three on the way, no good. Madison Central's Johnson gets the rebound out to Alexander. He takes it, throws it up in the off the glass, good.
Good take by Cody Alexander.
The one thing the press will do, if you're not careful, it'll leave you without good defense. When you get back, you'll miss a guy and he'll have an open shot.
Yeah, you got to be able to get back. The one thing it just stands out to me is I think some of the Central players at different times have to be able to anticipate where that next pass is going to go. I mean, they're throwing it over the top. It's not like it's a bullet. I mean, it's floating through the air.
Yes.
And they're not doing anything fancy. It's one side or the other. They only got one player in that position. To me, it looks like it's pretty ripe for turnovers. Just you have to anticipate it.
Grubb takes it against George. No shot. Foul on the floor.
The foul is on number 21, George. That's his first, team fourth. Re-entering the game for the Cardinals, number 44, Helton.
And we get Helton back in. Holcomb back out. Grubb from the corner, no good. Vendeventer. Get a good block out by Ramsey right there.
The foul is on number 11, Vandeventer. That's his second, team seventh.
I was listening there for the PA guy to hear how he pronounced that guy's name.
Right.
That's close.
Just follow his lead.
So these are big shots for Madison Central, 1-and-1 time.
Yeah, they need to hit some of these free throws, especially now that we're in the bonus. They're in the bonus pretty early.
We just said that. We jinxed them. Helton with the rebound.
I think jinxing them would have made one, but been the opposite so far tonight.
Anders over to Vandeventer. He throws to Grubb. Grubb looking underneath. Nothing there. Got Alexander on him. He drives it to the lane, out in the corner to Miller. He gonna have nothing. So he back out top. Vandeventer reversed it to Grubb. He takes it all the way. Basket's good. Pretty good little player, Grubb. That 25 Grubb.
Don't tell his brother that.
I bet they have backyard wars.
I'd say.
Ramsey underneath, tries to throw it, forced it. I like the unselfishness, but he forced that one.
Yeah.
Miller throws it to Grubb. He's got Humphrey on him. 3, got it. That's big, and we finished the first quarter. South Laurel takes an 18-17 lead on the Madison County School Sports Television. We'll be right back.
This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond, Luxury Pet Service in Richmond, Jack Burford Chevrolet, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, ScenicCabin.com, Linville Insurance, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, Richmond Tourism, Pro Signs, CSEP, First Gear, and Rosenbaum Communications. Remember, you can always find out what's going on in Madison County School Sports at MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. Visit our website, MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Great first quarter of high school basketball.
Yeah, it was a great first quarter. I mean, if I were Central and I didn't look at the scoreboard, I would have thought that we were wearing South Laurel out to some degree. But at the same time, you know, the three-point shot has really kept South Laurel in. I know that they've hit at least 4 threes in that first quarter. They're in a little bit of foul trouble, but they've got a 1-point lead, and you know, from all accounts, this is how South Laurel wants to play.
The three-point shot is an equalizer, isn't it?
Big equalizer, and you know, I've got to assume at the break that Coach Feldhaus is going to push his guards more on the ball against South Laurel's guards and try to cut down on those three-point shots and have them try to force it on the inside, because I would, if I'm Central, I'd want it to be on the inside. We've got a good inside presence.
Yeah. You gotta find the three-point line. You gotta find the guy on the line out there for sure.
Yeah. Well, he made 4 in the first quarter, so you know they're not afraid to shoot them.
And they can make them.
And they can make them.
If they'd missed them all.
Yeah, what you don't want to do is get, you know, as you know, Jerry, you get hot, the confidence goes up. You know, you feel like you can make anything, and the basket looks twice the size that it really is.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Miller got himself in trouble in the corner, had a wide open. And they're talking about it right now. One of them called timeout. One of them called him out of bounds. I don't know who's going to win.
It could be a time out of bounds.
A time out of bounds.
I think it's Rule 13-4, but I'm not positive.
We like to use. We used to put our kids in time out of bounds.
That's right.
But you know that little move there out on the top of the key by Grubb when he put up that big three. I'm going to tell you right now, that reminded me of a young Chris Brown.
Chris Brown's in the house tonight.
Yeah, I saw him earlier.
He's in the house tonight. And, you know, I know that he tries to hit as many Central games as possible. He loves his team.
He likes to hit a lot of threes, too, I can tell you that.
I was told that he never saw a shot that he didn't like. In fact, he loved them.
He's a likable guy. He likes stuff. He likes shots.
He's a very positive guy, apparently.
Absolutely. Shout out to Chris Brown, a former great. He's still a great, but he's a former great player at Madison Central.
Yeah.
Central gets the ball back. Grubb with the walk on that end, and so Cody Alexander missed shot. Rebound struggled for by a bunch of people. It looks like South Laurel is finally a tie-up. Yeah. Do you notice tell me what you notice about Madison Central right there. Who's on the floor?
Well, Cody Alexander, but he's the only one on the floor while the other 4 guys are watching. I think, you know, when you see your guy getting on the ball, I mean, everybody's got to go after it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, South Laurel had at least three different guys on the floor during that play.
Yeah.
Thomas through the middle, shot up, no good. Helton with the rebound. Out to Grubb. Grubb takes a little move to the lane and causes a little contact, goes up, knocks down the shot. Nice move. Shot by Humphrey, no good, but
Sam Jones.
Tip in by Sam Jones.
Jerry, we've got one player on South Laurel that you have to guard, Grubbs.
Yeah.
Just shut one player down and let's see what the other 4 can do. Grubbs right now has had his way with Central.
Helton gets it underneath, nice. Good look by Trevor Grubb from the top of the key all the way down to Helton, and he laid it in. Had a mismatch there.
You know, Jerry, you were talking about Chris Brown earlier. You know, right now he dominates 8 to 12-year-olds in his neighborhood pretty regularly. Strong.
Nice pass by Cody Alexander. Well, we talked about that. He dominates him in half court.
Oh, yeah.
Full court, he struggles.
Yeah, he won't play full court right now.
Ball right side to Holcomb. Gets it to Grubb, top of the key. Takes it down the lane. Left hand, no good. He's trying to avoid a block there. And throws it left side. Central does to Alexander. Missed. Grubb with the rebound. He goes the other way. Looks up. Holcomb's there, but he doesn't take it to him. Shot taken. Block call. They gave him the basket.
And one, yeah. You got one player. He's a good player. Yeah, one. He's a good one.
I was waiting for that.
Oh, he is. I mean,
he's only got one that's really doing a lot, but he's good.
No, he is. He's really good. I think you got to make him work harder for that. I mean, I really do. Somebody's got to stick to him. Make him work hard for that.
Makes the free throw.
I wouldn't mind seeing us even pick up a couple of fouls. Just play tight on him. Make him have to work for it. Get him out of rhythm a little bit.
Madison Central going down against the 2-3 zone now for South Laurel. Inside to Jones. Block. Yeah, I'm not sure why you do that. You're not going to get that call. No. Not on a spin. If he was leaning to the basket or something, but good move by Sam Jones.
It was a good move, and I think, once Jones figures this out a little bit, if they can keep feeding it to him, I think you're going to see some and ones on that because I think he can make some of those shots as well, even though he may be getting bumped and banged. He's just a much bigger player.
Jones struggling from the line.
Into the game for the Cardinals, number 13, Braden Miller.
We have Braden Miller back in for Grubb. It's kind of be the next couple minutes to watch, I think, for Madison Central. Second shot by Jones, good. 25-22. Madison Central down to South Laurel. Cardinals coming up against the Madison Central press defense. Nearly throw it away. Braden Miller. And they call a foul. That's chintzy.
Central needs to take advantage of this. They got, South Laurel has their best score right now. Grubb's taking a breather, and Central needs to capitalize on that. Not through fouls and stopping the clock and letting him rest without any clock moving.
Well, South Laurel right now is small.
Right. That was my point on Sam Jones. I mean, he's overmatched everybody down low. I mean, I would hammer it inside to him, and I think he can actually get some and ones out of that.
Yeah, Grubb doesn't get long on the bench. Grubb for Grubb, so Trevor Grubb out. Jared Grubb back in. Braden Miller, second shot, no good. 26-22, South Laurel. Cody Alexander has the ball. 2-3 zone by South Laurel, and they throw it right side to Johnson. Back to Alexander, drives. Gives it to Humphrey, throws it away. Unforced. Error by Madison Central. Grubb now guarded by George. He takes it all the way, no good. Anders, no good. Rebound by Alexander. And he comes the other way with it. Guarded now strongly by Miller. Picked off by Anders. Anders takes it all the way, lays it in. Madison Central with the timeout. They're going to do a 30. We're going to keep it right here.
Yeah, Central right now completely out of the rhythm from where they were in that first quarter. I mean, now it's some of what we've seen earlier in the year, some of that panicky, during the press, sloppy passes, too many turnovers. And then, right now you've got a South Laurel team whose confidence just seems to be getting stronger at the moment. You've got to find a way to shut that down.
Yeah. And Coach Feldhaus, he's talking to his guys right now. I think he just made a motion to his chest, and he almost said, are we going to play with any heart? It's senior night. These guys know how to win. They know how to play big games.
Right. For some of these guys, it's the last time they're going to play on this court.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're going to leave it all out there.
Yeah, how do you want to be remembered? I mean, how do you want people to see you last time you play here to played? And maybe cliche, but there's a lot of truth to that. Madison Central down 6 right now, 4:34 to go, second quarter.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of truth to it. I think, even though they're young, I mean, I still think they reflect on, it has to hit you at some point like, gosh, I'm not going to play on this court anymore, not for this team.
Absolutely. Alexander throws it in the middle of Jones. Jones turns, makes it, puts the shot up, no good, gets his own rebound. And that time, charge. Now that was a little more what I was talking about earlier. He didn't lean toward the basket that time, not just a spin move, but toward the hoop. He's had a great rebounding game. Can't get him in.
No, and I think sometimes, you know, he's forcing the issue by trying to lean into some of those players. I mean, you know, Jerry, you tell me, but I think that on some of those offensive rebounds, could you just turn and just take it off the glass? Because if you notice South Laurel, there's 4 guys just standing in the lane waiting for you to lean into them, and they're not doing anything special.
Absolutely.
Because they're not going to out-rebound you.
Chad Tate was great at it, a guy I played ball with, keeping the ball above his head. He'd get a rebound up there and right back up with it from the up top.
Yeah, you've got to have, you know, more than one move. You know, you have to be able to, like, turn, you know, make an easy jump or sometimes take it in lane. You have to be able to anticipate what, you know, what should come, not just go to the same thing every time, because the defense gets wind of that and they begin to prepare for it.
Big play by Grubb, but he missed it, but immediately late tipped in by Holcomb. Right back on the other end, passed by by Alexander to George, and he puts it in. 30-24. South Laurel up, 3:38 first half of basketball here in Madison Central. Anders has the ball, top of the key. Throws it to Miller. They look to get a Grubb open. He bounces it off his thigh, guarded by Humphrey. Over to Anders. And he throws it out to Miller. And they're patient right now to work the ball around. Holcomb sets the screen. Grubb takes it. Nothing there, but Anders with the rebound. He can't get it in. Out to Humphrey. Humphrey, Miller challenged him. And he gets the foul on Jones, I think. Or I'm sorry, Johnson. As he went up, got the rebound. Johnson fouled him.
I questioned that just a little bit. It looked to me like the player had already landed out of bounds and he got hit. I don't know that I was forced out of bounds, you know, by a Central player.
Yeah, that was won by Kirk Humphrey. Sometimes you want to get the ball on the rim. I get that. Sometimes you just want to draw contact and get a foul.
Yeah.
In that case, I think if he'd have tried, he could have really leaned it into Miller, got some contact. Shot by Brennan Miller is good. So South Laurel leads by 7.
You know, I think, Jerry, just when you watch the players, the better ones tend to play the odds. You know, what are the best odds? Am I better off trying to get the foul here, or do I know that I can make this shot? I mean, you have to be able to play. What are my odds? And you know, and play to those strengths. I mean, sometimes we try for that spectacular play, but the spectacular play is not going to win the game with 2:56 in the second quarter.
No. Yeah, the old saying, you can't win one right here. You can lose it. Nice feed to George going to the basket. That was tossed in there by Ramsey, but he needed to lay that in.
He did. He should have made. I know he got fouled, but I think those are shots that we can make.
Great point. First shot, no good. Free throws.
It's definitely probably not what you would do, but when I think about how much size we have and strength and inside presence we have, it's almost like I want to call a timeout and say, guys, look at them. Look at us. Own the paint. You know, let them foul you. They're not strong enough to foul you that hard. You can still make some of those shots.
Grubb all the way, lays it in. Madison Central takes a timeout. It's a full timeout. We're going to take it with them. We'll be right back on the Madison County School Sports Television.
Remember, you can always find out what's going on in Madison County School Sports at MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. Visit our website, MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And we're back. Alexander with the basketball, takes it in, missed the shot, but a put back by George, and Madison Central cuts the lead to 7. Late in the second quarter, 2:18 to go. That's Grubb. Throws it left side to Holcomb. Right side, sorry. Back to Grubb. This is Trevor Grubb. He throws it left side now to Holcomb. Takes it to the lane. Gets a block by Thomas. Sorry, great block by
Thomas. But I mean, you know, the ref's got to call that. Player's clearing out all the way across the lane with his left arm.
Thomas takes it all the way. Grubb coming up against, we've got John Williams in the game.
I like what John Williams is doing.
Right side. Throws it to Anders. Left side to Holcomb.
I like what John Williams done. I don't think you can give South Laurel any space. We give them too much space.
And a charge call. Thomas takes the charge. 34-29. Madison Central, in a matter of about 30 seconds, has really cut into this lead.
Yeah. I like what John Williams has done since he's got in the game. He's done well on the offensive end. I mean, he is playing with some defensive intensity. I hope he can see if he can keep that up. I think he's another guy who can be a nice player for Central at some point.
You're absolutely right.
He's athletic. He's quick.
Throws it underneath to George. Missed it. Helton with the rebound. I thought he got fouled. No call. George was a little quick up with that, I think. Williams being guarding Grubb. Grubb got it one-on-one.
The ball stays over with South Laurel at this point. Grubb was trying to hold the ball for as long as he could until he got that lane penetration. The ball goes back out to Grubb. Grubb stays up top trying to set up the offense, and Williams is trying to stick to him. They've set a screen. They've switched off. That's what South Laurel wants to see. And Grubb with the three-pointer and got it. Ball goes into Cameron Thomas with 2-1 up for the three. Just off the back of the iron. And stay with us, folks. Coming up next, Jerry Gold will be talking with Coach Feldhouse.
Coach, I know tough first half. I know a little frustration maybe on the part of your you guys for how the team played. What do you attribute to that on senior night?
If I knew the answer to that, I'd be a rich man. I think we gave up 6 threes. When they did, I mean, that was a good one, that last one they hit, but a couple of those others wide open, just no communication, no focus whatsoever defensively. We didn't know we had a lot of times. We just don't pass the ball good enough against the zone. Other people we play these other teams, they got people who jump up and hit those threes. I think we've hit 1 3 in our last 3 games. We've got to string something together. People are going to play a zone until we prove we can hit an outside shot every once in a while. We struggle with it.
Coach, at 25, Jared Grubb, great first half. What do you do to try to slow him down?
Well, first I'll ask, does anybody want to guard him? We got people kind of backing away from him, and he's not even their best player. The best player picked up 2 fouls and only played about 2 minutes first half, so they'll make it even be tougher when they get the Baxter kid in there. So got to find somebody to match up with him.
Good luck second half.
I love my team. I just had to come back one last time. They're my daughter's family. And I know you don't know me. There's ladies that I've never struggled with. The biggest memories on the front steps of mine. I thought if I could touch these leaves, so I feel it. The broken is inside me, my story. And here's like I'm someone else. I thought that maybe I could find myself. Maybe my second word for every little bit in that. I could just walk in, I swear I leave. Won't take nothing but memories from the house that built me. Believe on you, move on, make it to the best you can.
That's something that will never be forgotten. We could have never made it this far without you all. We can't wait to watch you all grow throughout the years. We love you.
Madison Central Dance Team.
This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond, Luxury Pet Service in Richmond, Jack Burford Chevrolet, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, ScenicCabin.com, Linville Insurance, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, Richmond Tourism, Pro Signs, CSEP, First Gear, and Rosenbaum Communications.
Welcome back to Madison County School Sports Television. Madison Central High School, South Laurel, Madison Central tonight. Chris, first half that was kind of a tale of two quarters, I thought.
Definite tale of two quarters. I mean, even, interestingly enough, I know Central was down by 1 at the end of the first, but, you would have thought with the way that Central was running their offense, handling the offensive boards, defensive boards as well, that they would eventually stretch that out and pull it out. But in contrast, you've got South Laurel, who only got more confident as the half went on. And I think they made 6 threes, and I think Coach Feldhaus alluded to that and knows that that's the problem. But a bigger fear for him is that, in his words, their best player hasn't even been in the game except for the first 2 minutes of the game with foul trouble. So Central's going to have to tighten up and play much tighter defense out on the perimeter. You can't have that much space.
Well, as a coach, when you know you have a team that's talent-wise, I'd pick Madison Central kids over these kids from South Laurel. But on this evening, he said it over there. If you listen to him, hey, we didn't pass well against the zone. We're not shooting it. We don't know who we're guarding. And so you add that to not shooting free throws well and a lot of different things. And they just didn't play well in the first half.
No, I think that effort and execution outman talent any day. Talent mixed with execution is deadly.
Yeah, I expect a lot more effort from Madison Central this time. And if you don't see it, I think you're going to see some guys come in and get to play off the bench.
Yeah, I actually thought John Williams came in and did a nice job defensively. I mean, he was really getting after it. I know he doesn't play all that many minutes, but I wouldn't mind seeing him out there again. And
Early early in the year he played quite a bit, so he's a guy that can play, knows the system, great athlete.
Definitely.
Madison Central against the 2-3 zone. Coach Feldhouse made mention of this. He's like, we got to make some shots. But they went inside, pounded it in there.
Well, that's a good finish by Sam Jones. I mean, in contrast to that first half, he's missing some of those. That was with 3 men on him. You could argue that he got fouled on that shot attempt as well.
Baxter, 3 on the way. He got it. And the problem with Baxter is he's a mismatch for George. George is a good athlete, but he's an interior player.
Yeah.
Cross-court pass to Humphrey. He drives the lane, throws it right side of Johnson. He takes the 3, no good, short. Goes and tries to get his own rebound, tips it loose to Jones.
Johnson
good hustle.
Saved that play.
Missed the shot, but kept the ball alive, and Jones got it, put it back in. Grubb with the great first half. He takes it, gets the shot blocked. Helton gets it, throws it back out. Miller, 3 on the way, no good. Jones with the rebound, throws it out to Johnson. Fast, he jumped too early. Helton gets the rebound, and they go the other way.
Jerry, you
Grubb
gotta give
takes
that
it,
up.
gets it blocked. Going the other way. Central's got it with Humphrey, takes it all the way, lays it in.
Good take behind. Humphrey was wide open on the last fast break. You got to give it up.
Grubb takes it all the way, no good. Helton with the rebound, fouled and puts it back. Jones with the foul. That's not Jones. It's Jones' fault with the foul, but he's out of position because nobody's stopping Grubb.
Right.
Drives all the way to the basket. So Helton with the shot on the way, no good. And George with the rebound. Madison Central comes down. Thomas brings it down. He takes it hard at the basket, no good. Jones with the tip, follow. Bad shot, good follow.
Third tip make by Jones tonight. That's a great follow. But I think that's one of the keys we talked about at the beginning of the game. You got to own the offensive boards.
And get it to Baxter. He takes it down on the baseline. He put it in. Gosh, he's a big-time player. He got in foul trouble early. We didn't see much of him first half, and Grubb took over.
Yeah, Baxter's trying to make up for lost time.
Ball tipped out. Tried to force it into Jones. Couldn't get it to him. Lose it out of bounds. Goes to Madison Central. Long cross court. This time they got it to Grubb. He takes it. No, he stops. Back out to Miller.
Jerry, on that cross court pass, that's where I think Central's got to anticipate those long passes. I mean, you got to be able to pick up some turnovers there.
Oh, I'm not sure about that. Bad call, I believe, but Central will take it. Tipped it loose from him, and when Grubb went back to get it, they called it over and back. And so 44-37, South Laurel with the lead, 5:12 to go. And they look for the lob, can't get it. Thomas takes a shot, tough shot, no good. Baxter gets it, and he takes it the other way. He's going to take it all the way. And he lays it up, no good. Spun it in, tried to, couldn't do it. Humphrey brings it back, can't get it in, throws it to Thomas. Thomas takes a shot, good.
Good shot by Thomas that time.
Grubb comes the other way. Madison Central down 5. Helton comes, sets a screen. Oh, block shot. And the ball gets out to Thomas. And he gets fouled. Taking it hard. Grubb gets the foul. Good hard foul. They wanted a... Fans sometimes want intentional, but I thought he just went trying to block the shot.
Just a good hard foul that time.
Baxter's shown some stuff second half.
Yeah, he has. Now that Coach Feldhouse mentioned, it's sort of reminiscent of his first couple of minutes in the first quarter. I mean, he came out, he was hot.
Yeah.
He's the kind of player, though, you watch him, he's almost got – his speed's a little tricky. Like, you don't expect him to have it, and all of a sudden he's blown by you.
Yeah.
Is getting himself open. He understands how to keep moving without the ball to get himself in position.
Second shot, no good. Rebound by George, no good. Rebound by Jones, no good. He loses it, but it's losing off a grub, out of bounds. 2 free throws missed. Madison Central struggled from the free throw line first half.
Yeah, Central did. I mean, I think they missed their first 6 in a row, with their free throws. And then I think eventually they hit the first of their front end of a 1-and-1 and then finally made a couple of free throws after that. But that's going to be really, really important as we move through the game, because I anticipate if Central continues to push it inside, they should pick up quite a few fouls, just like they did earlier, against Baxter.
Nice take by Thomas. Nobody's stopping him out front.
No, if you notice that time, Baxter, who does have 2 fouls, I mean, he just kept his arms up and let him run by him. He wasn't going to try to challenge a shot. A 3-point game, though, now.
3-point game. Miller gets it in. Give it to Baxter. Baxter's got the matchup I think he wants. He can play. He took a shake, takes the shot up, no good, missed it. Had an open shot.
That's the 3rd foul on Baxter.
Thomas just flying into the basket right now.
Yeah, Thomas was a little bit quiet in the first half, so I look for him to come out this half and really pick it up, and so far he has.
What happens on one end to the other, you miss a shot. Baxter missed a shot down here he should have probably hit. And get you frustrated, come back down and not in position, and you pick up a cheap foul. Shot underway, no good.
Yeah, I actually think that time, Baxter sort of flopped to the ground. I don't think he really even made that much contact, but his flopping to the ground was probably what got the foul called on him.
Out of bounds off of South Laurel to go to Madison Central. Had a wide open layup right there, couldn't knock it down.
Big possession for Central, though, a chance to take the lead.
Madison Central down 1. Thomas been taking it with ease against this team.
Yeah, Thomas has figured this out. I mean, he has a guy that guarding him that he is much quicker than.
Johnson takes it right side to Humphrey. 3 on the way, it's good. And they go long. Andrews. Holcomb gets the rebound. Back to Miller. The other Miller, no good. And they are struggling right now. Ball lost. Humphrey comes out with it. Throws it cross court to George. He takes it. That's a charge. Yeah, that's a charge. I mean, it's not so much, sometimes not position as much as it is control. Exactly. It's called a player control foul. He's completely out of control.
Yeah. I think it's one thing you want to jump stop and you go straight up, but you jump and lean in. You're going to get called for that.
Yeah. There's no way you're going to get away from that. He made a tough inbounds out of that right there, but Grubb bringing it up. Hawked by Humphrey.
Seen that Baxter a few times tonight. That was a no call, but that was still pushing. Look, oh!
Baxter, 3 on the way, no good. Holcomb put back.
Keep your eye on number 13. There's going to be a problem. I mean, I can't believe the ref just didn't call that on 13. Just a second ago on this corner, just off the elbow, a huge elbow into the side of the shoulder. It was intentional.
Yeah, well, that's what Coach Feldhouse is saying.
Yeah, he definitely is, because in fact, there were 2 of those here, and he's calling he saw it. I don't know how you missed it. This guy's standing right in front of it.
And he's saying stuff to him right now. Full timeout. We're going to take it with him. We'll be right back on the Madison County School Sports Television after this.
This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond. Luxury Pet Service in Richmond. Jack Burford Chevrolet. Faith Created Assembly of God Church. ScenicCabin.com. Linville Insurance. Time Warner Cable. Madison County Schools. Richmond Tourism. Pro Signs. CSEP. First Gear. And Rosenbaum Communications.
Chris, flurry of action. Central's cut the lead, got it to a tie.
Yeah, tie game. You know, Central's got a little bit of momentum. I sense a little frustration on South Laurel's side. I mean, they're getting a little aggressive. A lot of no calls so far, but we'll see if that continues and see if
Johnson, 3 on the way, no good. Outlet to Grubb. Whoa! Gets a little push in the back. They're not going to call an intentional right there because they missed that elbow you're talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I always say this in the refereeing. They will even things up. Missed call here, bad call here. They could tell by Coach Feldhaus' frustration. They missed one bad.
Oh, yeah.
That right there was not even an attempt at the ball.
No, well, the thing is that, it's away from the ball, the one that Coach Feldhaus was talking about, and he's only talking about from a safety standpoint. Because if that happens again or his guy does it and all of a sudden somebody gets hurt, that's totally different.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That's just protecting your players.
Well, yeah, and a guy, he's probably frustrated, and we've probably all been there where we retaliate or act out a little bit in frustration. But bottom line is there's rules involved to protect against that, and kid can get hurt.
I don't see anything wrong with playing hard. I don't see anything wrong with some bumping around, and but I do see a problem with elbows being thrown and things like that. I mean, those are
left side to Humphrey. He goes down low to George. George shot on the way. It's good. Foul on Helton. Tie it up again. 48 all. 1:49 to go. Third quarter. Exciting basketball.
No, I was going to say this is a great basketball game because right now you've got two teams that are matched intensity. I mean, it's good.
It's a barn burner. Shot good by George. Baxter get the ball in bounds. George guarding him. Baxter will probably try to take him again, I would assume. 3 on the way. Got it. I should be a coach.
He's taking that. He's 2 steps back from the three-point line. It was easy.
Jones in the middle, loses it. Grubb goes right side, nothing there. Jared Grubb now has the ball. Takes it all the way in, no good. Forced that one a little bit. They get it out to Thomas. Thomas picks the foul up. That's from Baxter. That's number 4.
Number 4 on Baxter, and a little bit of a touch call, but honestly, that was just all set up because Cameron Thomas's move. I mean, that was a great move he made.
That's mostly set up because of a bad shot by Grubb on the other end.
Yep.
He forcing the ball down the lane. Now, the first half he was making those, and I think he had to take some more shots in the first half with Baxter out. This half, he doesn't have to do that, and he created a situation where his star guy gets a foul.
Yeah, and we'll see. I mean, right now with Baxter going to the bench, and I don't look to see, he'll be in definitely out the remainder of this quarter and probably part of the fourth quarter with 4 fouls right now.
51 all, 1:10 to go, third quarter. Thomas with the shot. It's good.
This is a time, though, when you've got the lead now, you've come back. This is where you put your foot down. You got to just keep applying the pressure.
Guarding Grubb. Trevor Grubb. He takes it all the way, gets it blocked, out of bounds. Great block by Johnson.
Johnson almost wanted him to go by him so he could block that shot.
Absolutely
Easier
right.
play.
Now, if you're South Laurel, you have to get the ball to your other key player, which is Grubb, I think.
Oh, no question. I mean, he definitely had the hot hand in the first half. And he hasn't seen it much this half, but that's because Baxter was doing, the large majority of the work. But he's gone.
Miller to Trevor Grubb. He takes it in the lane. Shot on the way, no good. Rimmed around, didn't get it. Grubb tried to steal it, couldn't get it. Thomas comes the other way, drives it all the way. Shot, tough shot, made it. If I'm South Laurel, I want one shot right here. And this is the guy I probably want to take it. Grubb's got the ball, and he got the foul on Thomas. 14.8 seconds to go. Madison Central goes from down 8 to up 3 during the third quarter. So South Laurel will have the ball side out of bounds. Williams back in to guard Grubb.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. I mean, I thought he played him well the last couple of minutes of the second quarter. And we'll see if he could deny the ball now.
Miller to Miller. He's being guarded by Johnson. He throws it to Grubb. Grubb, three on the way, no good. Madison Central has it, three, long shot by Alexander.
God, if he'd have made that, I think that was $20,000 shot.
$20,000. Too bad he didn't come close. But we end the third quarter with Madison Central retaking the lead, 54-51. We got 1 quarter left. Come back and watch the final and exciting conclusion on the Madison County School Sports Television.
This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond. Luxury Pet Service in Richmond. Jack Burford Chevrolet. Faith Created Assembly of God Church. ScenicCabin.com. Linville Insurance. Time Warner Cable. Madison County Schools. Richmond Tourism. Pro Signs. CSEP. First Gear. And Rosenbaum Communications.
Chris, our crack research crew gave us a little information there about what's going on. What did they tell you?
Yeah, well, we learned something that we hadn't learned before, and apparently barn ball is what's underway right now. And what that means is no blood, no foul. And thanks to our crack team that's out there in the van, you know, we wouldn't have all this great information here at Madison County Sports Television.
Absolutely right. So evidently there was some blood right there because Cody Alexander goes in, gets fouled. That's on Van de Vender. That's his third. Alexander shooting 2. First shot, it's good. You know, if you're South Laurel, you really can't afford to keep your key guys out very long.
No, not at this point. You're down 4. You've had a 12-point turnaround, 13-point turnaround now for Central.
Inbound to Miller. Miller.
Yeah, Coach Feldhouse has gone with the John Williams to guard Grubb. I like that because he is really sticking to him right now.
Grubb has the ball. Trevor Grubb, top of the key. George on him. Throws it in the corner to Miller. Miller guarded by George. He gets a screen by long 3, no good. Tried to be saved in bounds by Grubb, but long 3 that he shot a 24-footer, 21 feet.
60% of the time that never goes in.
Yes, sir.
You know, Jerry, I hope those home that are watching, I know sometimes we get fixated on the ball, but when Central's on defense, just pay attention to John Williams, number 25, who's guarding, you know, their best player, Grubb, right now. You know, he's really denying him the ball. I think he's done a really good job since he's been in the game.
Van de Vender gets the rebound. Got it too.
Canceled that. Did I just say that? Listen, you know, he had a hand in the face. I'll give him that.
Yeah, they got it out to Grubb. Grubb had an open shot, but he saw the chance to get it. And we talked about transition is the toughest time to pick up the three-point shooter.
Right. Right, because you know you're fixated. You feel like you may have to pick somebody up. You're kind of fixated on the ball. You lose sight of your man, and all of a sudden it's kicked out. But then again,
you can't. You got to stop ball first.
But that's where Coach Feldhouse talked about the lack of communication. You got to be talking all over the court. You know who's got who. You know where to guard. But when you're, you know, when you're not speaking, you're not talking, you're not being loud. It's almost like everybody's having to try to play their game one-on-one.
Williams inside to Jones. Jones to George. Got it in. Nice pass by Jones. Good finish by George. Miller has it. Gets it back to Grubb. Grubb to Grubb. To Miller. Back to Grubb. 3 on the way. No good. Good defense. Outlet. Kirk. Humphrey missed it. Helton gets the rebound. And they get it out to Grubb. Grubb brings it the other way. Guarded by Humphrey. He takes it all the way out to Miller. Miller, no good, gets it blocked by Thomas. Thomas to Humphrey. Humphrey missed it. Rebound by Grubb. Out to Grubb. He no-look passes it. Underneath, no good. Holcomb, no good. And a rebound by Cameron Thomas. And he gets fouled by Grubb from behind. 58-54, Madison Central on top. 5:23 to go, fourth quarter. It got a little chaotic right there, Chris.
Yeah, and some players trying to make some fancy plays and that type of thing, but fancy doesn't score.
Baxter back in. So this will be key. I don't think a referee will blow a whistle on him unless it's really a blatant foul. Thomas in the middle gets the foul.
I'll tell you though, if I'm Central, that's who I take it at, because he's going to stay out of the way most likely, and he doesn't want to pick up that fifth foul, but I would make it hard on him.
I agree with you. That's the good thing about our tandem. We agree on a lot of things.
It's in the contract.
By the way, how much do you get paid in your part of the contract?
It's an undisclosed amount.
Oh. First shot by Thomas, no good. Rebound Miller.
The bosses just haven't figured out where to put the decimal point yet, so I'm still waiting on that. Wherever it lands, I'll accept.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Grubb to Baxter. Baxter, three, no good. Rebound by Holcomb. Up, got it. 58-56, two-point game, 4:56 to go. Madison Central on top. Alexander has it, left side, underneath. There's what you're talking about. He couldn't go after it.
That's it.
George laid it in easy.
Yeah, that's who you take it to.
Grubb, top of the key, Alexander guarding him. That's to Baxter. Baxter down the lane, got it. Boy, he can play.
He can, but, you know, at times I feel like, you know, we're not necessarily trying to stay in front of our man, but maybe get beside the man. Maybe we can get a block out of it, but you're just getting burned. I think if I'm Coach Feldhouse, I'd really like to see John Williams come back in, pick up one of those two guys.
Shot up by Johnson, no good. Out to Grubb. Grubb, deep corner to Grubb. Three on the way, no good. And it's tipped out, taken by Thomas. Thomas, oh, he threw it away. And lay in again.
Central very fortunate. That was
it was a bad pass.
Unnecessary.
Yeah.
Didn't work. You know, basketball has a pretty simple objective, just like any other sport. Offensively, your job is to score in the easiest fashion possible. Absolutely. Defensively, your job is to not let them score regardless of how they try to do it. It's just, I mean, it sounds simple and simplistic, but a lot of times we don't do that. You know, we try to make a fancy pass. That's not the simplest way to score. Might be the coolest way, but it doesn't work all the time.
That's exactly right.
And you're trying to win ball games.
Grubb takes it in, draws a foul from Johnson. 62-58. I'm sorry, not Grubb, Baxter. Grubb got it to Baxter. You're right, that was just one that, in a way, you want to go in there and draw contact again. Try to make a referee blow the whistle.
Well, and I think too many times the high school players, you know, they try to emulate what they see in the NBA stars and some of the moves that they can make, but they're not NBA stars, and they just don't have that skill set yet, nor do they have the timing down. And even if they could pull the play off on a pass like that, you know, does the person that you're, you know, trying to distribute the ball to, do they have that? Are they ready for something like that as well?
Yeah, it all has to be perfect in those situations.
It does. I mean,
Baxter comes back in, or comes back out. Helton comes in for him. 62-59. 3:27 to go. The thing is, they're going to dare Madison Central to shoot a three. Madison Central is probably thinking, we really don't need to shoot a three right now.
No, and the thing is, we hadn't had any problem getting it inside.
Shot up, no good. Rebound, no good. Rebound picked up, and that's going to be a jump ball. It's going to go to South Laurel. And Baxter going to get him back in. Situational substitution right now.
Well, I think that's just good coaching right now on the South Laurel side. They need to have that offense.
Grubb brings it up against Thomas. Takes the shot, no good. Holcomb tried to get a rebound, couldn't get it. Thomas got it. Ball right side to Johnson. Cross court to Alexander. Stolen by Miller as he tried to feed the post, couldn't get it there. They get it to Grubb in the corner, no good. Miller with the rebound, no good. Jones with the rebound, stolen from behind. Grubb gets the rebound, but it gets fouled. Holcomb gets it out to Miller.
Chaotic.
Relieve me from that.
Chaotic, Jerry.
Got a timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. Madison Central leads 62-59, 2:27 to go. We'll be right back on the Madison County School Sports Television.
Remember, you can always find out what's going on in Madison County School Sports at MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. Visit our website, MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Welcome back, Madison County School Sports Television. That's crazy for a moment there.
Yeah, it was. It was very chaotic. We thought we were going to have to towel you down there for a second, Jerry. Got a little out of control.
I couldn't keep up.
No.
I've never met these Laurel County kids before. I'm having to call their name out.
I thought we were going to have to call in an auctioneer to get that last series done. We had a lot going on. That was a walk.
Miller with the walk, unforced. Coach is saying, take the layup. And Baxter back out, Helton back in. Thomas will bring it up, 2-3 zone for South Laurel. Both teams in the bonus. Jones shot, no good. Johnson rebound, no good. Jump ball goes to Madison Central. Yeah, Johnson with a great offensive rebound there.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, leaping ability is unbelievable. And
looks like you
have him more, mostly. I didn't want to say that.
Good move by Jones. Takes it strong, no good. Helton with the rebound.
I've jumped over my fair share of phone books.
Absolutely. I've seen you on a 9-foot goal.
Yeah.
Grubb takes it all the way in, lays it in. Your point.
Yeah, I mean, again, we're allowing that penetration. It doesn't have to happen. I mean, we have the man off, and then we just sort of slide out of the way and let them have that space. I think you just got to continue to force your man.
Thomas takes it. Shot up, no good. Helton a rebound. Loses it, but he gives it straight to Grubb, who brings it up. To Miller. Back to Grubb. Back to Grubb.
Well, let's see what George does here if he can hold his own. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Good steal. Oh, take in there by Johnson. High, couldn't get it in though.
And we got this 1-point lead, but I was a little surprised in the last timeout that South Laurel, goes back in the previous timeout where the coach didn't have a set play for Baxter. And I'm a little bit surprised by that. He had the time to set it up.
I think he tried. They tried to run him all in a corner. Couldn't get it to him, so they come down the middle with Miller, and he walked. Good shot by Johnson. So it's the first free throw, makes it a 3-point game. 1:15 to go. Madison Central up 63-61. Johnson with a second free throw attempt. And he missed it. Rebound by Andrews to Baxter to Grubb to Andrews to Miller. He gets it blocked. I don't know why you're going to him in this situation. I thought they were going to go down to Grubb and him feed it right back out to Baxter.
Yeah, and you went against the wrong guy. I mean, you've got to know who your defenders are if you're South Laurel players. And by this time of the game, if you don't know Isaiah Johnson, I mean, he's blocked, I think, 5 shots tonight.
Oh, that's on Baxter. That's all 3 of his calls in the second half were cheap calls.
Yeah, little touch. I mean, he didn't make anybody pay for it. And I believe all of them were and ones.
I don't know what Grubb was doing there. Why are they trying to get the ball, force the ball to Andrews? Whatever the reason.
You know, it's interesting since Baxter had come back into the game prior to that 5th foul. You know, Central did a really good job of keeping him out of the offensive flow. I mean, he didn't do a lot of damage.
That's exactly right. You know, the thing is, they scored a lot of their points first half without him. So we got Miller with the ball. He spins, takes it in the basket, no good. I just don't understand it. You got guys on the floor who scored 25 points, and you're trying to get the ball to guys who haven't done anything all night.
Yeah, and if you're, South Laurel, I'm not sure why you haven't called a timeout to run a set play for, Grubb, get him open for a 3. It's what's worked all night. Tonight, I think you made 2 in the second half, maybe. I know you made 1, maybe 2.
Yeah, I think he had 1 3, and he had a layup second half. He's probably 21 points, but, why not give him the ball and bring it up the court?
Yeah, absolutely. He's your best, he's your best possibility, and at this point, Central overall hasn't shown that they could really stop him if they wanted to. He's got range, but they
first shot good by Thomas.
They're going to try to get hope for a rebound here, potentially in a miss, and maybe find a way to kick it out to him on the break.
Second shot, no good. Foul on Madison Central. I'm not sure why you get that aggressive. I know going for the ball, and it's hard to tone it back at the end of the game, but you just don't want them scoring it with the clock sitting still. So 24.9 seconds to go. Madison Central up 66-61. Anders will be at the line. That's Ethan Anders. First shot, no good. Rebound by Thomas. He'll bring it down. This will probably do it. Outlets to George. George can't get fouled underneath to Johnson, and they finally fouled Johnson. 13.2 seconds to go. Madison Central up 5. It's time for the Jack Burford Chevrolet Player of the Game.
Jerry, I'll tell you, there's been a lot of good players, I think, tonight for Central tonight. I mean, it's almost a tale of 2 halves. If I could split it up 2 ways, I'd probably call it Sam Jones in the first half, and I think Cameron Thomas has done a great job in the second half. But, beyond that, without the scoring on the defensive end, I do think John Williams had a heck of a game defensively. I mean, he's an unsung hero, but he did shut down his man. I think he allowed 1 basket while he was he's out guarding 2 of the best players on South Laurel's team tonight.
I think I agree with you. If Sam had hit his free throws in the first half, I'd have said he definitely deserves it. He's played a great game. I kind of like your thoughts on Cameron, though. I thought he put a lot of pressure on that defense tonight.
Yeah, I think Cameron did that, and in the second half, he really, he took it to the basket. I don't know how. I think he had 3 and 1s tonight, and that's big, and that opened up the game, and of course that's what allowed Central to pull ahead. So, without a doubt, I think I agree with you. Cameron Thomas will be the Jack Burford Chevrolet Player of the Game tonight.
Absolutely, great job, Cameron. And thanks to Jack Burford Chevrolet for their sponsorship of the Player of the Game. First shot good by Johnson. 13.2 to go. Madison Central up 6. Big shot here, makes it a 3-point game. He makes it. Three possession game, I should say, and that makes it 68-61. Takes it all the way, no good. Miller lays it in. Timeout. 5.8 to go. Down 5. Chris, let's look ahead on the schedule. Madison Central has 1 game left. They go to Covington Catholic. Covington Catholic's had a great year.
Yeah, they've had a great year. They're another high-ranked team, and I think that's got to bode well for Central. I mean, there's no question they have played the best competition in the state. I mean, they've definitely done that to prepare themselves for the tournament. And as we've seen, they tend to rise or fall sometimes to the level of their competition. I look for them to play a strong game against Covington Catholic, and I don't think anybody would be surprised if they were to win a game like that or do well as the tournament starts. I mean, they're definitely capable of it.
Absolutely right. I think Covington Catholic's 23-1. It'll be a challenge up there, there's no doubt. But Madison Central's proved all year they can play up to the level of the competition.
They can play up, and I think what's important for Central is they have to, for them it all comes down to some simple execution. When they have opportunities, make sure they capitalize and not try to make something harder than it has to be, harder on themselves. But if they can do that, you know, I think they've got a chance to be successful in the tournament coming up. And as you look forward to even beyond that into next year, I think Central has a bright future. They've got some strong players on their team. Cameron Thomas being one of those. John Williams, I think, coming out. Wouldn't be anything greater than to have Cameron Thomas, because he'll grow in his game. John Williams come out, and if he can be a defensive stopper, another athletic guy, a lot of upside to the Central team.
Yeah, they have a lot of kids back. Missed free throw there by Cody Alexander. A lot of kids back. Central will play Covington Catholic, and then they will play Model, first round of the district, and that takes place February 25th. Grubb with the shot from 3. It's good. It'll make it closer than it was, but the final score, Madison Central 69 and South Laurel 66. Chris, Madison Central gets ready now for postseason. They play Covington Catholic, but everything's really now is all geared toward that postseason. What do you think the chances are for this Madison Central Indian team?
Well, I think they've got a good chance, but it's all going to come down to their focus and their preparation, their ability to execute game after game. I don't think you can take a game off, not this particular team, because they're not a particularly good outside shooting team. They are a particularly good offensive and defensive rebounding team. And I think if they can push the ball inside the paint and draw the fouls and play on their strengths, then they do have a chance to beat really just about any team, because they can pose a pretty difficult matchup when you've got, bigs who could play inside, who've got great leaping ability. But to get into some of the silly, showboat kind of plays, we've seen that tonight. And in fact, none of those resulted in a basket.
Yeah. The key is to fundamentals win games. So defense, rebounding, shooting free throws, not turning the ball over. But You're right, Madison Central, I think, has still a bright future. Those of you who thought, well, last year they went so far winning the state championship and doing all they did that this year's team would just be an afterthought, that's not really the case. And I think they have to be considered one of the 4 or 5 teams in the region who put 3 together could go to the state tournament again.
Yeah. My guess is that because they don't have the stellar record that the team had last year that everybody knew about, I would venture to say that most teams in the region, if they had to pick a team, who do they not want to play? I would say Central's the team they don't want to play, because they know the potential's there. And that's a scary thought, because if they put it together, and Jerry, as you well know, tournaments are based on rhythm. When you get in a rhythm, you get your confidence going, very difficult to stop.
Very true. Madison Central will improve to 19-9 on the year. South Laurel drops to 13-14. Madison Central, a successful year. Chris, enjoyed working with you this year. We may still get together in a tournament, but I've enjoyed it. Hope everybody out there has enjoyed hearing us. If you haven't, tough. That's just how it is. That's who Randy Payton, that's who he got.
Well, that's it. I mean, I have to admit, this is the first 5 basketball games I've ever seen in my life, and they're interesting to watch, to say the least. So, I do appreciate it. I've been to a few games. I've been allowed to do it and enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. And, I just encourage people to continue to watch Central, and I hope they'll continue to tune into Madison County Sports Television for the coverage.
Absolutely. So with that, everyone, hope you tune in any of the next few telecasts that we have as Madison Central gets into postseason. That's where you'll see us next as they play Model on the 25th of February. Looking forward to seeing you there. Good night, everyone.
This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond, Luxury Pet Service in Richmond, Jack Burford Chevrolet, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, ScenicCabin.com, Linville Insurance, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, Richmond Tourism, Pro Signs, CSEP, First Gear, and Rosenbaum Communications.
Natural hazards can be scary, especially for kids. We count on the adults in our lives to help keep us safe. That's why there's a website that can show you and your family how to prepare for all kinds of hazards. You can learn what to do during disasters, like tornadoes, and how to plan for emergencies, like flash floods. Remember, we're counting on you to keep us safe.
Be aware. Learn how to prepare at MadisonCountyEMA.net.
Another great sponsor for Madison County School Sports Television is Madison HVAC. Visit them at MadisonHVACR.com. By calling Madison HVAC, you always know you'll talk to the owner. Give them a call. Remember, you can always find out what's going on in Madison County School Sports at MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. Visit our website, MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Hello everybody, I'm David Sullivan for Rosenbaum Communications. Rosenbaum Communications is a full-service television production and media company. We've produced projects and provided services all over the world for such clients as ABC Sports, NBC Sports, CBS, ESPN, Amway International, Time Warner, and many regional and local clients such as East Kentucky Power, Center College, Georgetown College, KET, the Kentucky Coal Association, Keeneland, and the Kentucky School Board Association, and many, many more. Give Rosenbaum Communications a call and let us quote and plan your next media project. No project is too small. Our client list may be impressive, but our service is very personal and budget friendly. Visit our website at rosenbaumcommunications.com. Let us show you how to get started. We look forward to hearing from you soon.
Hello everyone, I'm Madison County School Superintendent Elmer Thomas, and I want to thank you for watching Madison County School Sports Television.
Follow Madison County School Sports Television on Twitter, or like us on Facebook, MCS TV, and of course, watch all of our videos on YouTube.
Make the most of your trip to the Red River Gorge in Kentucky with scenic cabin rentals, or delight in the mountainside beauty of the Daniel Boone National Forest. Whether you are planning a long vacation or just looking for a few days away from it all, check out sceniccabin.com. Our rental cabins and lodge are located close to the Red River Gorge and Natural Bridge Resort State Park. Family reunions, corporate retreats, weddings, and other large groups are very welcome. Cabins are available for small groups of 2 to 6 or large groups up to 15. All of our cabins are modern with city water, satellite TV, paved roads, full-service kitchens, modern bathrooms and showers, decks, grills, and outdoor fire pits. Many have hot tubs and game rooms or gaming tables like pool or ping pong, foosball, and air hockey. A few have internet. Visit sceniccabin.com online or check us out on our Facebook page. scenicabin.com. Shouldn't you start planning that relaxing mountain getaway now?
You know, fans, when we were actually doing a ball game, Randy and I talk a lot of times about how important rebounding, turnovers, and free throw shooting, how important those three things are. And what we thought we'd do today is show you the free throw shooting part is really important. We always say on the air, free throws, you got to make them. Why?
Because they're free.
They're free. So they've named them that for a reason. So we're going to do a little free throw shooting competition, best out of 5 between Randy and I. And we'll just show you how easy free throws are to make. So as you can see, Randy,
they are free. What's so hard about free throws? Come on, boys and girls, hit your free throws. You'll win the game.